this kind of recipe is that you can just compartmentalize, it's really customizable, and the glue that binds it together are these rice flakes, as they're called, that actually require very little prep time. You just need to soak them for 15 minutes. They're going to soak up and become nice and tender. Whoops, I need more. Now this looks like a lot, but here's some tips, including where I got the noodles. Go to Chinatowns. They're going to have cheap produce. Like for example, mushrooms like this are usually going for like $8 to $10 a pound. I got this for $4 a pound. And you can even find some like really cool ingredients, such as these like garlic chive flowers. Got some mangoes. I'm using sliced mangoes now because it's the winter time and it's harder to find ripe mangoes ready for you. When it's more seasonal, go ahead and get the ripe mango. It's probably cheaper than getting it sliced. Firm tofu. Even though there's going to be chicken, tofu is just a different textural thing, and I like it. I'm using skinless thighs, and you know, Americans are pretty much into white meat a lot, but dark meat's cheaper, dark meat has more flavor. I just like it more, and especially in Asian cooking, you're just going to do a lot better with dark meat. I got a variety of sauces and condiments lined up for my marinade. The three things that are really important to make sure you have is sake. Sake is a rice wine, so we'll start with that. You know, I don't have cups and stuff. You just kind of want to put your thumb on top of this and just kind of sprinkle it over a bit. Don't drown the thing, but a little bit more. You can't have too much marinade. Next thing is soy sauce. I'm using non-low sodium soy sauce because low sodium soy sauce is bullshit. If you're worried about your salt intake so much, use less, because even sodium aside, low sodium soy sauce loses a lot of the smoky and intense flavor that you want. So actually I'm using about, you can see it's kind of like a finger length depth. I'm just going to add that to it. Following that is some garlic. You can use fresh garlic, it's probably cheaper. But I always keep a can of garlic powder around because there's just times you just don't want to cut up garlic and get your hands all sticky. So now I'm using fresh ginger. They salt by the root, and the beauty of ginger is you can always just buy smaller chunks or break off chunks at the deli and, you know, buy it whatever you want. And you use a grater. What I like to do is you just simply go like this. Now people sometimes peel ginger, and I maintain that the flavor of the ginger is a lot of it has to do in the skin. I'm going to add some black pepper to the marinade to taste. I like a little bit of heat to it. Some sriracha sauce. I'm going to add some oyster sauce. And that's going to add kind of a rich, almost sweet kind of flavor to it. That's not too cloying. And even though it says squid on it, add some fish sauce. But go light on it. It's really powerful. Good. Now that I got all that together, I'm just avoiding touching the raw chicken. I'm going to stir this all in. Now that I stirred it in, I'm going to go put this in the fridge and marinate it for 30 minutes. We're going to actually start cooking now. We're going to start with the mushrooms. And then I've taken these chive flowers, which I showed you earlier, and now I'm going to go proceed and dice them thinly, just like these scallions. And after I've done that, I can then put them into a preheated cast iron pan with some sesame oil. So once I got a high heat, don't worry about burning anything because mushrooms have a high water content. So you're going to add it straight onto them. And you'll notice that I have oyster sauce, sesame oil, and the scallions and the chive flowers. I'm going to add those in too. I'm going to lower the heat a bit and stir them all together. When the mushrooms are done cooking, looking a little reduced and wilted, I take them out and transfer them to another bowl. Make sure you get all the sauce that comes out with it. In the meanwhile, not washing the pan, this is all in one pan right now, you add the bell peppers. Now you want to cook them till they're a little crisp on the outside but still soft in the middle. You want a bit of tooth to it. So we're going to fish out the bell peppers, and now we're going to do the chicken. You really can't overcook it. I mean, you can, but don't worry about it. Okay, you're going to notice that since tofu soaks up is in the water a lot, it has a high water content, so you kind of want to drain it. So what I like to do is put it in a plate, put another plate on top of it, and kind of just like leave a weight on it for a while, and kind of drain as much as possible. And now, you know, this is the easy part. I'm going to go cube it to the sizes I want. But firm tofu is great. It can withstand heating, withstand stirring compared to the other softer kinds. So in an oiled pan, I'm going to add the tofu. Before lowering the heat and adding the mangoes. You don't want to turn this into mush, so keep the heat low after that initial heat. Now some sesame oil. And some sriracha. So we done fucked up. You're supposed to actually boil these first, and I'm going to boil them for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go stir fry them. Make sure it's medium-low heat. Alright, so we have everything we've cooked right now. We have the noodles we've boiled and then cooked for 2 minutes. We got the spicy mango and the tofu, the sauteed bell peppers, the mushrooms and oyster sauce along with the chive flowers and scallions, and now we have the chicken. Here comes the fun part, we get to mix them all up. So there you have it. It's a Thai noodle salad, or at least a Thai-inspired noodle salad. It's customizable. You can be made in advance. You can make it vegetarian, or you can add as whatever kind of fillings you want to it. The key is to just have those rice noodles and boil them, then cook them. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it.